Hi guys, welcome to another P3D version 5 video. Today we are flying the HJG Dassault Mercury, made by, and I'm gonna check now that I pronounce it correct, but Noriega I think the surname is. Mario Noriega. So he's actually the one that should get the main cred. HJG are of course the one that are hosting this, so they should get some cred, but maybe not for the creation itself. I've flown this a couple of times, but I thought I would take it another spin. I've been flying so many of these advanced modern aircraft, so I thought it would be fun to fly a bit more old school. And this niche aircraft is always fun to fly. So I thought we would pick up where we left off with this aircraft, landing at Ajaccio in Corsica, and we're gonna fly to Marseille in France. And we have, I think this is RF Scenery's airport. Pretty okay, not the best, not the worst. And we were going to be flying to the Jetstream Designs Marseille, which I think is kind of similar level, maybe a bit more refined, but I'm not sure. I think this one has quite good details, right, with stuff. Like maybe not that many people and 3D stuff, and the terminal looks a bit low quality, but let's see. I always like to compare airports with each other. It's fun to see how different developers rationalize and make, you know, their interpretations. As you can see, we have some rain in the vicinity. You can hear it, I think. I don't think we can see it though, so it's probably just gone past us. It's pretty nice weather. I really like True Sky with this kind of weather. It looks very nice, the clouds actually. So I'm not gonna complain too much. Let's see. Yeah, we do have some nice viewpoints on the outside. Oh, I actually wanted to do another video with this one as well, just to showcase some of the things I didn't showcase the last time. For example, you can use this to open all this different cargo. I think this one works even better if you have actual battery power. But let's see. Oh, now I managed to open that one, which I don't think we need. But let me see if we have, I guess I think we do have a jetway. So let's see if we can bring, we can open that one, but if I want the stair to go away, yeah, then I can press. And let's see, actually we want to ask for some additional services, mainly thinking the GPU, because we do have a GPU here as well. Let me just check if the cargo are open, not the aft cargo though, so that one should open. I guess this is the bulk one. And then last but not least, I guess we do want to connect the GPU, which is this one. Voila. So now we have ground power. And I'm gonna just check which shift it was to get the, I think it was 7, right? To get the pre-flight. We have checked most of these. The R3 switch I'm not too sure. Landing gear level not either. But we can basically start from here. I'll move it away so you don't have to watch it. But yeah, it's a beautiful aircraft, this one, for being freeware, really top notch. One of the best kind of started as freeware aircraft. I mean, of course, there is like the Milvis 737, which is really good as freeware, but that one started as payware, right? So it doesn't really count. And here I'll just show the flight, the planned trip. So Saint-Tropez VR, then run away 31 right. Had to choose 31 right because of the ILS. The other one has the RNAV. And I guess we'll be parking somewhere around here. It's a very nice place to land. This one because you have a bit of a hill and you're coming above it, and this one of course because you get the nice view from the water, reminding a bit of Nice, right? That we have. I went a bit too far, but that we have around here, right? Yeah. So good. I already set this up, so I'm gonna move it away. We can just continue here with the battery, which is these ones. We can set the ground power, and we can also set the cause, since we should be tracking. I'm gonna use my Logitech panels for this 306 is the cause we should be tracking. I don't think we can see it yet, but we should see it once we get a bit further along. Let's see, I managed to... Yeah, we can hide the yoke, I think. Just need to make sure it's working. Let me see. Does this one work? Okay. Yeah, that does work. Fire test. Yeah, it's a very well made aircraft, this one, for being freeware. If you just could get the texture update, I think this would be a slam dunk for best freeware for P3D. Even with some of the old payware going freeware route. Let's actually, before we do anything else, let's maybe start the boarding process. So we have that under... So I'll request boarding. I don't think I have any air inter. I've been looking for an air inter kind of... what's it called? Safety video and stuff. Couldn't find any, unfortunately, so... We'll just have to go with... the Air France one I think I used last time as well. When I flew from Nice down here. I don't think we have a version of this aircraft. So we will just do the 737. We don't need that many, we can just do a few. And then we'll do Air France for the boarding. Oh. Wait, I think we got it. Then the safety. We can also do Air France. Wherever we have that safety, right? Air France there. Couldn't find it because it was not in caps lock, unfortunately. This old hag of an aircraft will be interesting. I've been flying so much Airbus now. I mainly been flying it because I've been using where I would plug in my FMC, right, for the Boeing. I've been using that to move some files to do some backups to an external hard drive. So that one's been going on for a while now. It's really hard when you're moving certain AGN files because they take forever to move. Just because there's so many of them, not because they're big in size. Let's see, we can do like 50 people. We'll do a very low amount. No pushback tug needs to be... We don't need a crew, we can just get the people on board. So yeah, a bit sad with no other aircrafts here. Maybe there is some coming to land. Let's keep an eye out. Runway 2 would be, I guess, this one, so we have a very short taxiway. And I'm actually gonna double check that I'm not by connecting actually to the pilot to ADC. We don't need that, I'll change, we'll file. I will just change to Air Inter. I don't know the call sign, but I think Air Inter will be good enough. Air Inter 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Air Inter 4003 is cleared to Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima as filed.
How high?
Expect departure runway 02. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, so
Expect
not that high.
Is 2 minutes after departure. Approach on 127.77. Squawk 4643.
In terms of the...
is cleared to Lima
we do seem to have the correct
Climb and maintain
altimeter.
4,000 feet.
They're all connected to each other.
Is 2 minutes after departure. Approach on 127.77. Squawk 4643.
Air Inter 4003 read back correct.
Let me see.
Altimeter
So
is
if we want
299 or 4,
APU...
ready for
Oh, one good thing to
Altimeter is
do.
29er for Air Inter 4003.
We need to check the squawk, but before we do that we need to check what our fuel and payload should be at, because I don't think you can set that within the sim, but you have to set it here. We should have around 20,000 according to this, because I did a 727 loadout, but I think we can do like that, and gross weight we can probably get it down quite a bit, I would say. So we're not too heavy. I think the passengers are coming now. Luckily we can see them from here, that's always nice. No smoking sign should be on, of course. Okay, this is the interphone. I just wish they had a bit better the, 'cause then you could see it. That should be definitely armed. And here now you can see, right, with the power we can see what doors are open and closed, so that's really nice. Let me just see that I'm not missing some obvious placement of certain things. I don't think so, it must be up here, right? It's just me being... We can actually start with that, we can keep these on. What's these? That's the taxi light. Here we have the auxiliary power unit. Engine start. Yaw dampener, all that stuff. Yeah, I must be blind. I don't know why I can't find the... Can we move this? No, but here we have the radio panels, right? We're not in a rush, luckily. I'm gonna have to check the panel manual. Let me see. Seat. Oh yeah, I think now I know why. I think the buttons are not buttons in that sense. They are more like that. So that's the seat belt and non smoking. Grounds check pump 1. I think that was pump 1. Didn't get anything though. Unless they're talking about... I couldn't do window heat, hydraulics, but that's the fuel system. AC. Do we have an hydraulic system? We do. Oh, ground check pumps, sorry, these ones. Okay, and we can put them off. You can see when we do these ground check pumps, we're getting some from PSI, I guess. Let's see. Oh, we have soon boarded everyone, so we can start with the APUs already. So the APU switch should go to on. The ready to start should be on after around 10 seconds. I think we have working windshield wipers. The question is just where they are located, but hopefully we won't need them. Looks like there's some sunlight coming in. Maybe better weather. Hopefully. I know our flight altitude will be 24,000. It's not very high, but Let's put it in just so we're on the safe side, so I don't forget. I'm just gonna put that. I think it's automatic, but I think 6024 should be good enough. Okay, now we have the ready to start light. Can't see it though, but it's supposed to be there. Ah, wait, I need to. So then we can start. Let's see the EGT increasing. So let's just wait. Talking about that, we could. Do we have any beacon or similar light? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's starting though, so that's good. Soon we won't need. And I've placed the. This is the GPU from GSX. I really like that fact that you have those. GPU. Let's maybe we can shut all the cargo doors. We don't need those anymore. Now, one thing I was wondering, did this have any of the external modeled? Oh, it does. That's crazy. That's very good for a freeware. Taking it the next step, so to speak. Okay, and let's check now again. Shift 7. APU is available. It's on. We need the APU bleed, which will be here under the bleed system, and now I just need to remember which one it was. There we go. Now we have APU bleed. Ground power off. And then we can disconnect as well. So what I'll do first off is I'll go here. Disconnect the ground power. Disconnect it here as well. Go to the additional services. Can we get rid of that GPU now? That's the $1,000,000 question, hopefully. Look at that nice sailing boat here in the marina. Very nice, very nice. Or are we just getting another GPU? That's the... But it will just stay here once we do the pushback anyways, we'll be fine. I'll keep the landing up to that, well... Yeah, I guess we can give it at 0, it's gonna be close since Marseilles is almost at water level if I'm not mistaken. But let's double check that just so we don't lie. ILS. Well, 70, yeah, okay, it's a bit higher, maybe 100 makes sense then. To be on the safer side. Okay, shift 7. Now we have the engine start one. So nav lights. They should be on, right? Good. Air Inter 4003, ready for pushback.
Air Inter 4003 pushback approved.
Okay, good.
Pushback approved Air Inter 4003.
Let's remove those jetways. Close the door so that we are ready to go. We'll ask for pushback and departure.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 299.
Okay, packs 1 and 2 switches do need to be
Now that the
off.
cabin doors closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now
Low
shut down.
ignition needs to be on,
Seatbelt and make sure that all traces
and then we are ready to
upright and locked position.
get ready to rumble.
Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls.
So it's start button that we press. Then we check that the valve open light goes on, then 2 RPM increases, then fuel cock should be opened. Love that name as always. Then gauge is stable in the green arc. Then we have the before start taxi checklist. Good. Let's see what's happening now. We can reset position since it does seem to bug out the I don't know with the GPU why I can't get that to basically ever work. Let's see if we can get but I guess logically we can just kind of go ourselves from here. So let's just start our engines. Air Inter 4003, ready for engine start.
Air Inter 4003 engine start approved.
Engine start approved. Air Inter 4003.
What have I forgotten now? Let me have a look actually at the... Oh, we do have pressed the... We can't place it because that one is probably on. No, wasn't that either. The pack should be off, closed. Do we need one pack? Ah, I know what the problem is actually. The problem is that should be on, pack should be off. The problem is, I think that. Oh wait. That's the ground power one. Let me just check. So pre-flight, ground check, they should be off. Traces if APU 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these needs to be on. Now I need to remember how to get all of these on. Always forget that. Oh, here we have the Viper as well, so that's good to be. Let me think how to do these fire detector loops. The preheat we can put on doesn't really matter. Probably should wait until we started everything, but let me see here. So that we wanna keep on. The problem we have is the throughput. So the traces. I'm trying to figure out. Let me just check quickly if we can. It's the problem. No, that's the APU one. Huh. It's not those. Yeah, better switches need to be on, so I can like get these. I'm gonna park those. Let me just check quickly why I can't get that. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I just had to play around a bit. The reason was that the lights weren't working in the virtual one, so you basically have to switch this one down, turn that one to the left, and then it works. You can do it here as well, but of course you don't see the lights, right? So for some reason that didn't budge, but now it should all be working. So let's see, I'm just gonna put the APU, I'll disconnect the GPU, just make sure it's all looking good still. Oh, sorry about that. Outside looks good. Now we can see that we have an engine that's starting. Only took a bit of time, but we got it. So we're starting the right engine first.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Madame, monsieur,
Let me see. I guess these we shouldn't have put on yet, but
la représentation qui va
oh
suivre
well.
concerne votre sécurité à bord. Merci de nous accorder votre attention. For your safety
Looks to
and
have been
comfort,
stabilized.
please pay attention to the following safety performance.
We can
Chaque
start
fois
the
que ce
left.
signal est allumé, vous devez attacher votre ceinture.
Going towards 20.
Ouvrira élégamment votre
The
taille
fuel
tout en
cock
garantissant votre
cut off lever.
Nous recommandons de la maintenir attachée de façon visible lorsque vous êtes à votre siège.
Should take
Pour
off
détacher
now.
votre ceinture,
Yeah,
soulevez la
there
partie
we go.
supérieure de la boucle. Whenever the seatbelt
So yeah, it took a bit of
signs
time,
your seatbelts
but
must
we
be securely
managed to
fastened.
solve it.
It will elegantly
It's a bit
highlight
hard
your
with some of
side
these that are
while
not
ensuring
native
your
P3
safety.
version 5 that,
We
you know,
recommend
sometimes the
that you
light
keep
doesn't
your
work.
seatbelt
You have that in
fastened and visible
Coronado
at all times while seated.
and a lot of
To
these
release the seatbelt, just
actually.
hit the buckle. Il est strictement interdit de fumer dans l'avion, y compris dans les toilettes. Vous verrez.
It's like that one with the HUD as well. I should
This is a no smoking flight and it is strictly prohibited to smoke in the toilets. A no smoking flight is simply chic. En cas de
let me check.
dépressurisation, un masque oxygène tombera automatiquement à votre portée. Tirez sur le masque pour libérer l'oxygène. Appliquez-le sur votre visage. Une fois votre masque ajusté, il vous sera possible d'aider d'autres personnes. If there is a sudden decrease in cabin
The left
pressure,
side of the console, so there is supposed to, I have to go and look at all comments, but there's supposed to be a switch for the hood.
Make sure your mask is well adjusted before helping others. En cas d'évacuation, des panneaux lumineux vous permettent de localiser les
Console.
Repérez maintenant le panneau le plus proche de votre siège. Il peut se trouver derrière vous. In
There
case
we
of
go.
an
Now we have
emergency,
the HUD.
the
Well, look at that.
illuminated
This was
signs
also
will
one of the
help
things I
you
wanted to
locate
show.
the signals. Take a look now.
Good. We have a good engine start on both of them.
It may be behind
Lead
you.
airs.
Les issues de secours sont situées de chaque côté de la cabine, à l'avant, au centre,
Auto.
emergency exits
Don't think
on
we
each
need the
side of
APU
the
one
cabin,
anymore.
allocated at the front, in the center, and at the rear.
The packs can go on.
Suivez le marquage lumineux selon les instructions de l'équipage. In the event of an evacuation, walk
The
along
hydraulic
illuminated path and
ones
follow the crew's instructions.
can go
L'emplacement
on.
de votre gilet de sauvetage est indiqué sur l'étiquette devant vous. The location of your life jacket is indicated
Booster
on the label
pump.
right in front of you. Passez la tête dans l'encolure, attachez et serrez la sangle. Place it over your head and pull the
Runway and
stripe
taxi
tightly around
lights
the waist. Une fois à l'extérieur
can
de
go
la
on.
cabine.
You can see that they're on now.
Rouge. When you are outside
And
the
then
aircraft, inflate your life
let's
jacket by
see.
pulling the wet tunnel.
Elapsed
Soyez donc
time.
durant ce vol. Réglez vos appareils électroniques en mode avion. Because it is trendy here, set your electronic
Or do
devices
you have
on
another
airplane mode.
timer on this
L'équipage
one
vous
that you
informera des
can
conditions d'utilisation de vos équipements pendant le vol. Si vous n'utilisez pas vos appareils électroniques, nous vous invitons à les éteindre et
so many Schwitzers.
conditions of use of your equipment during the flight.
This one,
If you
right?
do not use your electronic devices, we invite you to switch them off and stow them away. En cas de perte d'un appareil électronique, évitez toute manipulation de votre siège et prévenez l'équipage. In case of the loss of an electronic device, please avoid manipulating your seat and call a crew member. Pour votre sécurité, vos bagages et les appareils les plus
Do you have
volumineux
another
doivent être
one?
rangés pendant le roulage, le décollage et l'atterrissage. For your safety, your baggage and your biggest
Let me
devices
see.
must be stowed
Just
away
trying to follow
during
this
taxi,
checklist the
takeoff,
best
and
way.
landing. Nous allons bientôt décoller. We'll be taking off shortly. La tablette doit être rangée et votre dossier redressé. Please make sure your tray table is stowed away and
Oh,
secured,
I think
and
it
that your
started.
bag is in the upright position.
Let's see. Booster pumps 5 to 6 switches should be off.
We encourage everyone to read the safety
It's
information
those.
leaflet
Lead left and right.
If you have any questions, our crew is here to help you. Merci pour votre attention. Au nom de toute la compagnie Air France, nous vous souhaitons un excellent vol. Thank you for your attention. On behalf of the whole Air France company, we wish you a very pleasant flight.
Interesting though, why would it want it to be off? Is it because of... Oh, it's those, not the packs, it's the bleed ones. Okay, so they want those to be off. Pressurization should be set to flight. Then these can be set to normal. Mac trim should be on. We can set the flaps. And this is what I wanna check, right? What do you wanna set flaps as? So for takeoff, we can go to flaps 5, I think. Trim should be 29.5. Which we have now. Throttles is for set, yeah, okay, EPR bug set. Okay. I think we are ready to go. Let me just remove that for now. Release the parking brakes. Doesn't seem like anything happened. I'll give a bit of thrust. Guess that's just what we need to get this one rolling. So as you can see, it's a very in-depth thought through plane. And remember to do the braking. Seems like it's stuck otherwise. We're going into the red areas. Oh no. Breaking the rules. Let's see now. Anything else we need to put on? What about flight directors? Yeah, what about those? The $1 million question. Okay, let's see, we're using our tiller. It seems to be working nicely. Because we have everything set here. Let's check that everything is closed. Looks good. Air Inter 4003 ready to taxi. We forgot that.
Air Inter 4003 taxi to runway 02 via taxiways Alpha.
Something's off with the electrical panel, and
Taxi
that's
to runway
probably
02 via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 02 Air Inter 4003.
probably the fact that we had those connected. I guess it would want to wait with the APU until we are after takeoff, but can we put on the weather radar as well? Or maybe that's only a 2D panel thing. Could be only a 2D one. Yeah, unfortunately that's only seems to be a... We don't need the weather radar that much, even though it's nice to have though, so... Okay, so after we'll do some changes. Pitot switch, EPR bugs, yeah, okay. I don't think there was anyone coming to land. We needed to do the squawk still, I totally forgot that.
003 contact tower on 118.07. Have a good afternoon.
Tower on 118.07 air inter 4003.
Let me just check quickly, because we do want some flight directors, because otherwise it's a bit hard to know where to follow. At least I would. Here, flight director switches. So it's down here, right? It's a lot of different, depending on what we want to. I'm gonna change that. We can clear. Okay, so good to know that you have to clear it. Anything else? I think I feel quite okay now with our setup. Let me just take a look before. We don't have the elapse time, but oh well. Probably a button I missed. I tend to do that. Air inter 4003, ready for takeoff.
Air
Yeah, let's see.
4003 winds are 037 at 4 knots cleared for takeoff. Runway 02
Landing lights.
4643 maintain runway heading until above 1000 feet, then turn left heading 275 to intercept course.
Squawk
Cleared for takeoff.
4643.
02 squawking 4643 maintain runway heading until above 1000 feet, then left to 275 air inter 4003.
4643. I did put it in now, but now I'm mainly worried that where can you double check that? Let me just park here. I'm just gonna check that we got the squawk correctly. Don't want any issues if we can avoid it. Okay, we are stopping here on the runway, and then we will just check pressurization. Does look correct. We don't need the taxi lights. Let's have a look. We do have pretty. We're a bit. Let's see here. Do we have any? There's the squawk. 4643. Good. And now we're ready. So let's see. Let's actually go. Although wondering before we go crazy, let's see takeoff speeds if we have any. Never exceed 380. Limit 225. Operating flaps retracted. G. Weight, performance, takeoff, maximum EPR at takeoff. That's what we want. So at our QFE, we want a maximum takeoff of, and just to double check what's weather, around 12, so 213. Sorry for taking so long, I just want to do this by the book, or at least try to do it by the book. Okay, let's just have open a bit of these different ones so we know the speeds that we're okay. Two 13 is what we're aiming for. Let's try to keep ourselves on the runway. Okay, we're at the right EPR. Let's see now. V1, rotate. Okay, we got off very easily. Positive rate of climb. Okay, till above 1000 feet, then left. We can go to flaps 3 already. I'm gonna trim this one out. Looks very nice with the photoreal. Yeah, I know there's terrain. Okay, and now to the left. 306. Okay, let's trim this a bit more, as we do want to maintain our climb.
Air Inter 40, contact on the
120.
onshore approach on 127.1.
Climb to flight level 120, approach on 127.77, Air Inter 4003.
And look at that, now we seem to have the VOR.
Air Inter 4003, climbing to flight level 120.
But yeah, looking pretty good. Yeah, I know, a bit off course.
Heading to 905, Air Inter 4003.
306 is what we should be tracking. Let's check now. We are speeding a bit. I'm gonna throttle down just a tad bit. I'll shut the runway lights, leave the landing ones.
Heading to 905, Air Inter 4003.
We can do these booster pumps as well. I guess it was as needed, but oh, let's see. Now we're descending.
Wilco Air Inter 4003. Center on 119.
Trim it a bit more.
Take care, Air Inter 4003.
I'll put that as the VR lock.
Center Air Inter 4003, climbing to flight level 120.
Oh, now we're climbing outside the, I guess, the flight envelope we wanna. Yeah, let me get this down.
Heading to 900, Air Inter 4003.
That's the auto throttle.
Heading to 900, Air Inter 4003.
Okay, let's see. We're climbing a bit slower now, so that's nice. Nice to see. We'll have this one in command. Let's see if it will help us in any way. I'll add a bit of thrust. We can do IS hold in order to get up to the altitude we want to.
You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices.
We can have an altitude select as well.
Slow fasten while you're seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
We're above 10,000 feet,
Climb to
landing
flight
lights.
level 200 air inter 4003.
We don't need auto throttle. Still looking pretty good. We can climb a bit more. Let's go and I think we can clear, and if you just do altitude select, let's see if this is maintaining now. Don't like that we have that electrical panel. Is the problem that we oh, maybe I know what the problem is. And if I close it now, no. Still no bueno. We're flying nicely though, it's handling very well. Doing the IS hold seems to be working at least. The only thing we have to figure out is this electrical panel. And why it's hey, no smoking, fasten seatbelt, pressurization.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You cannot get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when communicating with unexpected turbulence.
25 is the max. How high can we go? 37, I guess. For Autoland 3, max flap extension is 25. Okay, that's interesting. Very good to know. Still want to fix this electrical one. Let me see if I can get a better view if I'm using Shift 4. Ah, that was the problem. I had pressed that one. So let me see if we go back to what we had. No, we don't want to do that. But otherwise it's fine. Okay. So good to know. So you learn something once once you're doing it. I need to fly this aircraft more. Looks pretty good, the clouds around us for being true sky. I'm not gonna complain, they usually look pretty good around this. It's like once you get above 25,000 it starts to be a bit waffly. Okay, let's see now. Are we flying correct on the right frequency? We're on the right frequency, we do seem to be flying correctly. Can I only do altitude select? Now it's climbing
Climb
more.
to flight level 240 air inter 4003.
Does the vertical... Is there even a vertical? Or is it just a... Oh, I seem to have cleared all of them. Why? So we do want to still be on the nav one. Still wondering about the different modes though. Let's see. Use altitude hold or IIS to select vertical speed. Ah, interesting. Let's do IIS then, I guess, till we get up. Okay, we seem to be flying correctly now. That's good to see. Let's have a look back in the cabin. Looks pretty good. Ah, looks very nice. Let's see if we start to level out soon enough. That will be interesting. Lights are off, APU off. Things are looking to be correctly set up. And we do seem to be following, so that's good to see. So flaps 37 limit is 178 knots. Same as 37, same as 25 actually, interestingly enough. 31018 is the altimeter, what was the cloud? View at 1000, 310 at 30. Okay, so we have a good headwind. Some clouds at a very low altitude. Shouldn't be a problem though. We're flying an ILS, right? Taking that into consideration though, we probably do want to set up so that we have the right info. And I'm just gonna close, I have to open my old video to see if I was missing anything. 115, 1115, that's there, so 1115 with a course of 312.
Descend to flight level 170 air inter 4003.
1 we can pull back quite a bit on the throttles. We can do IAS hold. Does that work for descent? Seems like we're descending. So this will be a short flight. Was basically up and now going down. Kind of perfect for this tiny aircraft. Any good viewpoints to get a nice picture? A couple, but it's not the best. If you want to take one, it should be on the other side, right? You don't want the shadow side. But at the same time, it's a bit of a boring. I think I'll just keep the one I did. I always do one, usually at least, on the ground. Thought that was a bit better for the banner. Well, let's see. Okay, we are descending, albeit very slowly. So we can pull back on the throttles quite a bit actually. Hopefully that should help.
Center on 120.85 Air Inter 4003. Center Air Inter 4003.
We'll keep
descending to
heading
flight
mode.
level 170.
For now. Then we can prepare for the next one actually. So one. So how much do we have left though? We have about 60 nautical miles. And we wanna do 1.8. $80 with a course of 277. So we still have some ways to go. No stress. We'll reach Saint-Tropez when we reach it, and then let's see. 170 is what we've received in terms of descent clearance, so let's just maintain that. Ah, very interesting tail, having a bit of space here between the tail and the... So the fuselage stretches further. That's interesting. Do they do that with other aircrafts? I presume they do. Let's see. 737. Yeah, the 737 does the same, maybe not to as much of an extent. But you can see it here. And what about the A320? And A320 does it more, actually. Maybe that's actually the place where you can see most from this Mercury. Apart from that these go up a bit. So maybe that's the tail section that does look similar. Don't know, but an interesting observation nevertheless.
Descend to flight level 100 Air Inter 4003.
100. So we're gonna continue to descend. I'll soon be in the cloud base. So that will be nice. Let's see. Still around 20 minutes according to this in terms of how long it will take for us to reach our destination. Da-da.
Heading 325 Air Inter 4003.
Heading 325. So they want us to turn back on course because I've drifted just a teensy bit. Haters. But overall it's flown very well. The autopilot has been doing what it should do. This is always very nice. I mean, it's not the advanced autopilot, right? But it's still a very well made aircraft. Okay, we're soon heading into the clouds. We're gonna be flying IFR. Truly. See, we have around 35 nautical miles now left to the old waypoint that we had just by checking the pilot to ADC. Let's see, anything else that you do with this one? I don't think so. You know, could have been something I missed, but can you open the window on this one? Yeah, maybe not in the air at least. Okay, we're soon at 10,000. So I'm gonna add some throttle, some thrust. We're not in a rush, we should be around 10,150 at Saint-Tropez, so there is really no rush. And soon we'll have to slow down quite a bit actually. Trying to figure out this vertical one though, because that one would be... Alright, I prefer using the vertical speed wheel in comparison to using the... but I'm wondering if you do altitude hold, could that be the one? Or will that just hold the altitude, right? I do want to bleed off some speed, but maybe we can just get to 10,000 and then start bleeding off speed. Let's see, almost at 10,000 feet. Let's see, what was the 360?
Altimeter is
So for the radio altimeter,
3,700 feet, air inter 4003.
3,700 feet. Let's wait for it to lose a bit of speed.
Resume navigation, air inter 4003.
Still have a bit to go. We should have around... well, not completely off from what we're having now. We should be turning soon towards, you can see we're reaching that one, and actually what we can do is do the VR lock. Soon at 250, we'll do altitude hold. 3,700 was their suggestion. I'm just gonna put it in. We're really in no rush at all. And I just want to check the transition altitude. As that one is in... God damn, it's in French, this one. So I won't pick it up as fast as I wish. Oh. It's 5,000, so that makes sense. That makes sense, very good. Very good. Okay, so 5,000 is the one where we'll have to set the altimeter. Let's check if we have any changes close to Marseille. 1018, still the one. We'll be turning to the left very shortly. I'll add a bit more thrust in order to not bleed off too much speed. We want to be below 250 knots, but not too crazy, right? think it's increasing again, albeit very slowly. So let's see once we cross Saint-Tropez if we can start. I'm gonna throttle back just tiny bit. I'm gonna put on the landing light. Sorry, that was the taxi. The landing light we can put on. Anything else? Oh yeah, we totally forgot to use the HUD, right? As you can see, it's a very basic HUD. I wonder how the real HUD in the Mercury looked. Oh, now I started my Steam. Always press the wrong button, right? Mercury HUD Dassault. I'm just gonna make sure I close my Steam. We'll soon be turning left. We can see the French coast. Why aren't there any pictures of the Mercury HUD? Sucks that people didn't take more pictures, but yeah. The only one I could find was this one. It would be nice to see how it looked right within the HUD. Oh, and look at that, we lost the clouds through sky delivering. Okay, we can really start to throttle down now. So we're gonna be turning. And once we turn, I wanna be starting to descend. And we should be turning in about 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna continue counting until we turn, and then I'll say that that was what I... No, but it should be very soon. Because Saint-Tropez should be just around here, right? We have Nice a bit to the right. Or is it to the... Yeah, it's to the right. Now it's just me becoming all slow. I think it's behind there. Okay, but now we're starting to turn. And as we're starting to turn, we are also gonna start to descend. I'm just gonna throttle down. Watch that go below 250 slowly. Still a bit to go. We're bleeding off now. Let's try to remember to use the HUD once we get down. We are almost looking like we're on the right. We're kind of now at 250. I think we're now good enough. I have altitude select. We're descending now. Hopefully not too fast. I'm gonna add a bit of thrust. We still have about 60 nautical miles to go. So are we really tracking right? Looks like we are. This looks like we have a discrepancy here, so that's yeah, interesting. We have about 50 nautical miles. Let's see if we turn a bit. 278 might be working a bit better. Let's see. We are maintaining speed whilst we're descending. Very slowly though, to be honest. So I'm gonna throttle back a bit. We need to be around 2,300 for the ILS approach, which we have here with 111, 15 and let me check approach. No, not approach. Runway 111, 15. Okay, good. We have the same data in pilot ADC. That does give me some confidence.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passengers and cabin.
But look at this beautiful landscape, right? Southern France is really beautiful. Very pretty, as one would say. All these hills and yeah, it's very nice. That's why I have a lot of airports around here. Marseille, Nice, Montpellier. Have stacked up on them. Okay, let's see. We have about 10 minutes to go. We are descending. I'm just wondering if we need to descend quicker or slower. I'm actually, just so I don't forget, I'm already gonna set the altimeter.
Center on 124.5 air in turf 4003.
And I'm actually gonna really throttle down now. Hopefully that would increase a bit our descent rate.
4003 descending to 3,700 feet.
There we have an airport. And here you can really see the awfulness of P3D default airports. Yeah, it's just very ugly. X-Plane does such a better job in that regard. 3006. Yeah, so we are quite aligned with the altimeter. That's good to see. Okay, we should soon be at a pretty good height. I'm a bit worried with these mountains though, if the ATC is pushing us a bit too low. Hopefully not, but I'm not too certain, so I'm actually gonna increase. We still have 40 nautical miles to go, so I'm gonna put a bit more thrust. Try to a bit arrest the descent, as I don't want to have any problems with the mountains. I'll also change our course just a tiny bit so we get off the path on these taller mountains. No point risking it with all our virtual passengers. I'm gonna guess that was the airport starting to load in. Okay, let's see. Throttle back just a teeny bit.
Approach on 120.
What did the HUD show though? Was it just like... Yes, it's basically just the pitch.
Approach air in turf 4003 descending to 3,700 feet.
Look at how low we are though. We're basically on the same height as some of these mountains. I am gonna add a bit of thrust now again, just because I really wanna avoid us driving into one of them. 3,700 seems high until it doesn't, right? And now it really doesn't feel that high. I mean, we're Yeah, we're basically just about above it. It's only this hill just in front of us I'm a bit worried about. Okay.
Wilco Air Inter 4003.
Let's see if we can get descending again. I guess the plane also didn't want to crash, so we worked together there. Okay, let's see. We don't want to go into the mountain. No clue why the ATC would want us to go this path. Or I guess we would have to track our own descent, right, to avoid any of these areas, but still interesting. If it was really bad visibility, you can bet your ass I would have thrown straight into that mountainside. Or just avoided it. It's a very beautiful mountain though. Very good mesh here. Looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, we are descending now again. I think we can descend with a bit more confidence now. Actually, we're now not descending. Wondering if we have any protective systems in this aircraft. Basically, making us not. Maybe this is like the precursor. Or I guess, in a way, it was the precursor to the Airbus A320, but still, very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna really throttle back. Now it must be the airport loading in. Okay, throttling back. Looking at these beautiful mountains. Now we're descending a bit nicer. Okay, let's see. I guess we'll be going tiny bit to the left and then over there in order to land. So we don't forget runway turn off lights, we can put those on. I like these air brake spoilers. Now we're at 10,000 above our estimated height. I'm gonna try to fly a bit manually after this, see how it goes. That should be fun, right? Let me have a look at the limitations though in terms of flaps. 2225 are for most of them, 12 is 200 and 178. Okay. So we do need to slow down quite a bit. Which we should do now. Just per default, right? I'm not sure if it's supposed to be this fickle. The plane doesn't feel... Either it's a very good flight model, or it's a bad flight model, right? Or could be because, you know, made for a different sim. But it feels very, like it's very easy for it to kinda... Let me just start adding flaps. But it's very easy for it to move. It moves a bit all the time, doesn't feel so sturdy. Okay, let's see, we are already going on flaps 3. Let's go flaps 5, I'll increase the speed a bit. Nothing too crazy, but enough. Here we're gonna be flying over beautiful Marseille. Some nice buildings here. I guess from the default, or maybe it's part of the, actually the, so I have the photo reel. Okay, let's see, we can go up all the way to 12. So I'm just gonna continue adding, now we're on 8 I think. So we can wait with 12 until we're below 200. Still haven't gotten any. And I'm actually gonna start setting this one correctly now. And this to 312. The autopilot isn't playing. I don't know why they just stopped. I'm gonna do this manually now. Let's follow. Gotta love the ATC, they just ignored us for no reason. Okay, 225.
Heading 225 vectors to the ILS Zulu approach for runway 31 right air inter 4003.
Let's try to use this too.
Heading
225.
225 air inter 4003.
We're still
Descend to 2000 feet air inter 4003.
still looking quite good, I would say.
Heading 215 air inter 4003.
I'm gonna turn in order to get. Okay, we got the ILS clearance, that's good.
Fly heading 285 cleared for ILS approach to runway 31 right tower on 133.
And we have a buddy
air inter
plane
4003.
without any liveries, that's always great to see. Gonna drop the landing gear.
Altimeter is 3006 tower on
Oh.
133.1 air inter 4003.
I turned a bit late. Oh, look at that plane, that's gonna go right into the... Or
Tower
maybe they
air
just
inter
avoided it.
4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 31 right. Continue ILS approach to runway 31 right will call when established on final air inter 4003.
I'm gonna go flaps full. Add quite a bit of thrust. Air inter 4003 established on final. Okay, let's
Clear to
pull
land
back
runway
a bit
31
on the
right air inter
thrusts.
4003.
Let's see now if we can get this bugger down.
1000.
Yeah, this HUD isn't really too much too much help. Not as good as the modern ones. Would be nice to see how it actually looked in real life. I'll have to scout a bit. Must be some video out there. Okay, we are throttling down even further. Now I of course didn't check the anti-skid. We should have tested that, right? Yeah. Small mistakes. Yeah, glide slope. Yeah, I am with you.
Glide slope.
That was.
Glide slope.
That's why you don't focus on anything else during landing. It's a sterile phase of the flight. Okay, good.
500.
500. Let's add a bit more thrust. Just to make sure we don't overdo it with the speed.
400.
Feels like we have to crab a bit from the right to the left. Let's see. Continue. I think that was the minimum call out.
300. Glide slope.
Feels like we are okay.
200. Glide slope. Glide slope. 100.
100.
50.
50.
40. Glide slope. 20. 10.
Let's see if we can. There we go, a bit of a bounce. Okay, landing. I've done better. Let's try to brake with everything we have. We'll do the next one. We don't need to use the thrust reversers. Let's turn to the right. What's that, an A310 maybe? 767.
p.m. and it's currently about 13 degrees Celsius. You can now
Let's
use your
put that
mobile
to
device.
on.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening.
Oh, I really want to know what that is. It does look like a maybe a 767-200. Yeah, that's why it's so short. That's cool though. Okay, we have arrived at Marseille Airport, brought to you by Jetstream Design, us and the Airbus behind us. We're a bit of a cooler plane though, so we should get, let's see, a lot of Star Air. Is that 2 767s? Yeah, they have two. One extended range and one normal. That's cool. Nah, we don't need the landing lights, but taxi lights can go on. We can start that one, the APU. So we have that. So what do you think? This is the first time I'm actually flying into this new airport. What do we think of it? Ground texture's okay. I can't say I am as impressed as I was hoping. Let's try to get this back on track though. I would have hoped for a bit nicer. Why are we... is it because the wind pushing us? That makes no sense. I don't know. Odd. You can clear those. I wonder what our landing rate was. Probably around 200 something. It wasn't too smooth. But it wasn't crazy either. So let's see. I'm just gonna go straight. We have Malta Air. I think Malta Air, didn't they go bankrupt? I guess there was a new one immediately ready to take over. So how does it look? I guess true to life, not that much extra stuff. A bit more around the actual airport. I mean, it's probably not a very nice airport in real life either, but would of course have been nice with some. Oh, so that's one of them. I'm just gonna do this 10C, even though the GSX went to another place. I probably have a better GSX profile. I need to look at the Cartagena files. I think we can shut the packs and stuff. Let me land here. Or land, park. Oh. We'll put on our thrust reversers. That should be enough to get us back. There we go. Parking brake set. Shutting engine 2 and 1. Opening the doors. I'll just close pilot to ADC. I usually don't do anything with it at this point at least. Then pack X. Oh, deboarding. And flight 239. That's pretty nice. We'll close the door, but yeah, not really my best purchase. I kind of see why it was so cheap. Started becoming more critical of the airports the more I have of those. Like some of them really weren't worth the money. I mean, they were worth in the sense that it's much nicer to fly to Marseille with this, but there's really some that I really like the Orbex, Arlanda, even though that one is showing its age. But yeah, let's see, I'll do the replay. Is this enough? Okay, this seems to be enough. Wind shear. I didn't hear that. But I guess if there was a wind shear when we were flying this, we would have done a go around. Looks pretty cool here with the effects, even though I don't know, it looks a bit soggy. Would be nice to see this one get the PBR treatment. It would look really good. Okay, let's see. So we're coming down here, closing in on the threshold, and I think we bounce a bit, right? We bounce once, not too crazy. We do like a small. Oh, we didn't hit it there. And there we bounced. Then we bounced again. We get down. Pretty okay. See the thrust reversers and the spoilers in action. So that's actually cool, right? Seeing these all in the replay. That's very nice. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this short flight with Air Inter. Let's see if I do more of these with this one. Probably. I do kind of like it. It does also work very nicely. And it's nice to show support for the freeware creators out there. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's see what I fly next. I'm not sure. Guess I might be doing some more Airbus ops just because it's such a easy plane to fly, but let's see. But thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the weekend, and until next time, bye bye.